they're getting frustrated by it. People come into the music industry, it's very flashy from the outside. It looks great. You're seeing all the listening parties and stuff. It's looking
nice.
great.
Look at you. You're flashy.
Yeah, and then you now get in and start doing the actual dirty work. And you see that, oh, this is not nice. And you see that people are not as professional as you would have them be.
Yeah.
And whatnot. So it takes a lot of patience and calming down.
Yeah.
To deal with that and navigate that. But yeah.
We just before we go forward, just introduce. Introduce yourself for those who don't know you. I've known you forever.
Yeah.
For those who don't know you, introduce yourself.
My name is Excel Joab. Do you know that I found that a lot of people think Excel is a nickname? They don't know it's my real name. Yes.
Maybe in secondary school I had a guy named Excel Anayo.
People always think Excel. In fact, people call me. Some people that just meet me will say, "Oh, Joab." They believe that Joab cannot be a nickname. But Excel, my name is Excel Joab. I have been in the music industry for quite a while. This should be my 11th year.
Whoa.
I actually wanted to be a music journalist. That's what I wanted to do. Right. I was a huge fan of all the work guys like you and Osage and co were doing at Pulse. Shout out to Pulse in the early days. Yeah. I don't know what Pulse is doing now. Shout out regardless. And I wanted to do that. And I had I was invited to a listening party. And I met M.I. Abaga. It was his listening party. I think it was a listening party for Rendezvous. By this time already, I was doing stuff in journalism. I was already writing articles and whatnot. And sharing my opinions on Twitter. All of you calm down. Eventually, you reach where I am and calm down. So, and I was at this listening party and I was there early, and MI was there early. So me and MI started talking, and when we finished, MI was like, "You like music too much. Someone like you should be in the music business." And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna find my way. And I started finding my way, and I worked in Boomplay.
Yeah.
First of all, as the media arm of Boomplay, and then I became the content acquisition manager for Boomplay. Got into distribution because Boomplay's side, which is the DSP side, that's the sweet side of music business. Yeah. The DSP side, it's hectic, but it's sweet. And it's sweet because, like, if you work for an Apple, a Boomplay, Spotify, all the players come to you.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you don't go out to really, you search them out if you need stuff, but most time, 90% of the time, they come to you. So you dictate the flow. You're like the babe. They come to toast you. But then I was like, let me see other sides of the industry. And so I got into distribution, which I am still doing now. I first worked at a company called Ziki Media. I was there for a short while. Then I left and did something entirely different. I went to Pernod Ricard. And I worked for a brand called Shivers Regal. And now I'm one of their influencers, And from there, I went back into distro, did some A&R consulting for Warner Music. And now I work with Sony Music under one of their sub-labels called AWAL. I am the A&R and Artist Development Manager for West Africa. So, yeah. And I still do other things on the side. I manage talents, Cold AF, Bigfoot, a producer called Honky, and I have a gospel label that I co-own with one of my friends that Dr. Foy, called Energize Music. So, yeah.
How's that going, working in gospel music, knowing... in contrast to what the secular side has?
Yeah. I think it's very easy for me because I genuinely hold my Christian faith strong. So it's easy for me. It's plug and there's no division in my brain. I work in music, But also gospel music, and if we're just talking business, right after Afrobeats, the second biggest genre of music in this country is gospel music. Right at the back of it is just there.
I would think it's bigger.
It may even be bigger because we don't track it.
Yeah.
And the guys in gospel aren't interested in, talking about the numbers and whatnot. They just want to put out their music, serve God, and go home. So, but it may be bigger. And gospel music actually on a global scale is increasing more and more. They notice that data has shown that more Gen Z people are running back to gospel.
For real?
Yes. Maybe it's because, are flying. Missiles.
Yeah, the world is very
Yeah, but
unstable
a lot
now.
more people are coming
Returning back to gospel
music.
globally.
So, globally, actually, it's a global shift. I just saw today on the news that in the UK they're creating a gospel chart.
Yeah.
I think they haven't had that before. So they announced that today they're starting a gospel chart, an official one, because they've also the same thing. They've also
Isn't that it's just coming
that
back?
even gospel music sales have hit a record last year. They've sold way more than they've done before. So yeah.
Oh, working in this industry the way that you have done it, you've been involved in multiple projects. And for a ton of people who look at the music industry from outside, everything is fun. Showbiz. But the problem is they only see the final product. And even the people who, in quote, claim to be enthusiasts and want to work in this space, they're so enamored by that final product. When you finally switched into it, what's the first thing that hit you hard when you switched into the music business?
The level of work inside, it shocked me. I mean, media is hard, right? So I was doing media, so I knew media is hard. And I think that media and music business are some of those fields that you should first have a real sense of purpose in it before going into it.
Why?
Because there is no closing time. There's no closing hour. If I wake you up in the middle of the night, 2 a.m., we can have a conversation about yes.
Sure.
There's no closing hour. That's just how it is. So what first shocked me was the level of work that was involved in it. Now, thankfully, I had done stuff on the corporate side before then. I had worked in HR for an airline. I had worked in HR for an airline. I had worked in a digital marketing agency. I was a copywriter. I'd done copyright and social media management, and this was even for a bank. So I knew structure, order, and then I came into the music business where there's a lot of work, and the order is not really, there's no real sense of order. People do things as they please and as they like and whatnot, so you have to navigate your own way and make sense of it. And I think what also really helped me was that I am a relationship person. It's easy for me to connect with people, and this is a very relationship-driven business. A lot of times, being able to achieve a deal is about who is on your phone contact that you can call, literally, maybe 80% of the time. Who can you call that can also even trust you enough to do business with you? So, yeah.
And so if relationships power everything, if relationships power everything, I hear that often. I've been in the space. I know what relationships are. I've made money from having a relationship. Just knowing a guy, it's so interesting. Knowing a guy or knowing two people or knowing people connect, bringing people together. Rather, you can just get a call, and then by the time you call two other people, you've made your money.
And you know what's funny about this? What's funny about this is that I worry for the younger generation, because I think when people like me and you started out, there wasn't a lot of social media didn't have as much say like it does now.
Yeah.
So maybe we could do certain things and get away with it, right? Or people could move on. But now it's a different ballgame. I have grown to the point that I understand that I could hear that Joey said something crazy about Excel. I'm like, cool. Maybe there was a time I would be emotional about it and say, no, screw that guy, I'm never going to do business with him. Now, if I hear that somebody said something about me, I'll check, is it true? I have to check. And if it's not true, I'll be like, is this person still valuable? If the answer is yes, we get together. I will see you, when I see you, I'll greet you. I just know that, okay, this person doesn't like me.
Yeah.
That's fine. So there's no need to be over friendly with the person. The person doesn't like me. But can the person call me for business? Can I call the person for business? I do not bond bridge for business. And that's the real relationship work. That's the real one. You can't expect everybody to be your guy. You can't expect everybody to be your friend. You must be you can't be everybody's friend. They're bro. You can't be everybody's friend. So I want the younger execs, even the artists, managers, everybody to understand that, look, maintaining the relationships is more than just who is there for you. Of course, when things really rise up,
Yeah.
the people that you are sure of,
Yeah, you hit your
if
people.
there's big deal, I will call people like Joey, people that I know I can trust,
Yeah.
that my guys, yes, of course, but it doesn't mean I cannot do business with a shark. I can, 100%.
And what if the shark bites you? Because this industry is full of sharks.
Yes, it is. And just and if you bite me, no wahala. I take it. I learn from it. You have shown me, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. But I have also learned that you have beaten me, no problem. I know what not to trust you with, and I take the lesson and I move on.
What if that shark is important? Because a lot of sharks are important in our industry.
There is. Do you know the truth? The truth is that there's always a way around these things. There's always a level of wisdom.
Yeah.
To apply. So sometimes if it means like you navigate how you do business with the person, maybe the person is not in control.
Yeah.
The person is involved, but the person is not in control.
Sure.
You make it happen. Yeah.
Oh,
And sometimes you have to also find what people's weak points are. Some people are just egotistic. So if I'm doing business with someone that's a shark and the person is egotistic, I just have to make sure that I present that person as the center of everything. The person feels like, and to the outside world, this person feels like this is no wahala, enjoy. But you see where the money they pass, you know go there. Now me go give you your cut. Yeah.
And in your time here, and knowing all that you've learned, when you started working with artists, when you flipped over and started working with artists, everyone says the biggest failing artists, the biggest things artists lack in this market is education and loyalty. But there's also the part of no agency, where you see people, because when I talk to people a lot in the industry, you see people, they approach the game like the game has to do something for them.
Yes.
Not them impacting the game or switching, or rather trying to break the reality of the game. So they're always like, this industry has not favored me.
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm like, you're the industry. And to be honest, I understand that you can have a couple of bad breaks. You can things can go awry, but I like to think it sort of takes away your power when you think of the industry as something that happens to you, rather than you, I don't know, manipulating everything to get what you want from it.
Yeah. So again, this is why
because it's learned helplessness.
Yeah. If you're getting into the entertainment as a whole, and understand two things: one is a business, and it is a hard business.
Yeah.
It can really break you. Millionaires have come here and wasted money. They didn't even waste. They did. Some people have done all the right things, Joey, and it didn't work. All the right things, and it didn't work. Some people's all the right things is right things according to them. Do you understand? And it didn't work. So it's a hard business, and it's also a business that you also have to have a sense of purpose coming into it. And I think that this is one of the big failings of our industry today. Look at society, for example. So society exists under the theory of a social contract.
Yeah.
By Thomas Hobbes was the first person to explain the social contract theory, which means we as people, we give away some of our freedoms to the government and say, okay, you government, we are giving freedoms to you, set laws, and we know that this is for the betterment of the entire society. Now, that social contract also has different niches. So, for example, I'll use children. There used to be a saying that a child is raised by the community.
Yeah.
That has gone. Now, everybody has fence and estates and whatnot. Do you understand? And before, we used to be very mindful of what we even allow children participate in, watch, listen to. So much so that there used to be adult entertainers, like, that made entertainment content, music for children.
Yeah.
Even in music, you know that, okay, you have this.
Yeah. You have age grade entertainment.
It doesn't exist anymore. So when purposelessness has come into play, that's what happens. Now take our industry. The same thing has happened. A lot of the crazy things we do, people quote unquote farming,
Yeah.
people using gimmicks to make a hit, people not want to go through the process of even building community and whatnot. If you've been doing music for 8 years and you don't have 2,000, 3,000 people that can pay for you for the thing you're doing, it's either you have been doing horrible music or you have not been serious with the business side of your. So even what the problem is that people are saying, yes, the industry didn't pay me, because you're looking at it from like, I should have at least enter a hotel stage, a hotel level. I should have done big stadiums. The truth is that not everybody will do it.
Even a lot of the blown people they cannot do, the people consider blown, they cannot do a hotel.
Thank you.
Even
Thank you, my brother.
It's hard, especially
hard.
when I consult for festivals. And we're trying to choose artists for lineups, it's hard to find artists that can fill up one artist filling up Echo Hotel.
Yeah,
it's hard. It's one of the hardest things you can find, especially when you leave the A list. It's very hard.
So we have Wiz, Davido, Bonner, Rema, I think.
Yeah.
Sefinio. I think it ends there.
After that, it becomes harder.
I think it ends there. So that's tough. So now, with the zone you are in, right? Let's say you can do TerraCulture.
Yeah.
Or Balmoral Hall.
Yeah.
You know, all these other halls. How much have you grown in that space and even increased it? No, nobody does that. Everybody's looking for. That's why you see a young artist now. You've been here 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. You're already farming to enter top 10 on Apple Music. You want to jump process. Yes. You are jumping. I'm like, people need to remember that people like them, Olamide. I think Olamide is the other person too.
Yeah, Olamide.
Shout out Olamide.
Olamide there.
People want to jump the process that people like Olamide, Whiskey, Davido, Burner have gone through. Those men have gone through process. They hate them, love them, they have their faults, it's true. But you cannot deny that they've gone through process. They built what they have.
Yeah.
And the younger generation, I fear, is more enthralled with the idea of just appearing big rather than doing the work.
People want to have clickable careers.
Yeah, and it gets
careers
worse.
at the click of a button.
Now it gets worse. It gets worse because even the guys who have made it to a certain level,
yeah,
seem to, and I'm talking about the Davido's, Wizkids, Olamide and Co. They seem to have hit a stage they can't go past.
Yeah.
I was rewatching recently, and I watch it from time to time just for motivation and entertainment. Beyonce's Coachella, Beychella on Netflix, and I was like, and I watched this, and I was like, who do I know in Afrobeats would say I would like to really dedicate time to do stuff like that for my culture? Because you need to see what she did there was not only did she just do a concert. She honored HBCUs, which are historical black universities in America, colleges in America. So she honored them. You know, they were part of the band. She got people from them to be part of the band. They honored their traditions and cultures even during the concert itself. That kind of intentionality, you don't see here with our people. So I even worry because, you know, they say children don't do what you tell them. Children do what they see you do.
Yeah.
So I worry for the younger artists because what they are seeing the guys who are on top doing, it's not great.
But isn't it the promise of technology and social media and the DIY culture, and isn't the promise of that an acceleration in everything you do? Because they'll tell you, hey, Now you can. Previously, it used to be harder to create. Even it used to be harder to market the entire system. But now they say, hey, you can create using your tools. You can create music. Sometimes my friends come here and they record music right here in this living room. They tell you for distribution, you just need to put it up. But I'm seeing people recently. I'm seeing people scream, especially in Nigerian Twitter, scream against the legacy distribution platforms. I've seen them cry up and down. But I'm like, yeah, but it's right there in your hand.
Yeah.
And then they also tell you distribution also comes with like the ability to astroturf community, build community quickly. What aren't they telling us in all these promises? What aren't they telling us?
I mean, the problem now is that like the consumption rate of music is so high,
okay,
right? So every Friday, hundreds of thousands of songs are released.
call it crates of music.
Yeah, crates of music. That's a great distinction. Crates of music are released into the world. It's too much for the audience. It's too much, right? So now every artist now has the work of community building, standing out, and that thing is hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's hard to build community. It's hard to keep making content that will engage people, because as you're striving hard to shoot and make content, Kata has run naked and put chalk in one eye and whatnot, and people find out more. Do you understand? It's a lot. The battle for attention.
Yeah, podcasters are going head to head with artists now.
It's crazy. The battle for attention is a lot. It's a lot, and I think that even outside of even music, even we, the audience,
Yeah.
we still people need to have time that they, if possible, put your phone in a safe box
and just
go and touch grass outside. If not, you'll run mad, right? So it's a lot for the audience and for the artist. So it makes it hard. And then there's also the battle of finance in music. To promote music is expensive.
Yeah.
It is there's nothing around it. It is expensive. It costs.
Well, it hasn't always been this way.
It hasn't always been this way, but
I know it's always cost something, even when it was analog, because you're going. Then it wasn't even the cost per se. It was the effort you put in. Like you're going from city to city. You're going to Alaba. You're going to like real life spaces. So it went digital, and still that same promise that they've promised us that when it goes digital, you're going to spend less because now you have access to everybody.
Yeah.
Then why did it become expensive?
Do you know the truth? First of all, I want to say that in our industry we are very funny. Maybe even as Nigerians, maybe it's a cultural problem. We are funny with money in this country.
Yeah.
We are funny with how we attach figures to things. One of the least ways of recouping music money is music videos. It is one of the least ways of recouping. And yet you will hear that someone paid 100 million naira, 40 million naira, 80 million naira for a music video. This is an artist whose market or whose audience, 70% of that are Nigerians. It's horrible business. We are horrible businessmen in this country. Especially in this music industry. We are horrible businessmen. It's almost like we don't think, we just want to do what the next person is doing. And it's like what also works here is vanity metrics. It works. That's the reason why farming happens. People farm, get their number one screenshot, post it. But by December, when everybody's doing shows, you can't even sell out Murio Konola Park. So what is the point of this? This is not sustainable. Why do we love vanity metrics so much? We are horrible businessmen, Joey. Horrible, especially in the music industry. Music industry is the only place where you call someone. Like someone has a startup idea. Let's look at it like that. And you give them seed funding. You have given them seed funding. They still want you to do everything for them. That's what distribution business is like. That's literally what it's like. Distribution business sometimes, and you can speak to other distributors, is if care is not taken, the distributor can even enter managerial work.
Isn't your job just to give them access to your pipeline and then split whatever comes on the other end?
That should be. But ordinarily, we now have to go above and beyond. And to be fair, if I have invested in something, right, and I have ways of making that thing work, I'm going to chime in, right? You watch all these shows like, shows like Titan or Sharks, these finance shows where people come and pitch. You hear the shark say, "Oh, I'm going to give it X amount and also put you in my network of." So if there are ways, yeah, for sure, that's what distributors do. But I have even seen that people even literally expect everything, almost everything, to be done by a distributor. The value of money in this country is funny. Even you will see, like, let's say someone posts a rumor and say, Don Jazzy bought new car, Ferrari, 300 billion naira. I'm like, you know, what are you saying?
300 billion.
A lot of things come into question, right? And this is how you know that every problem you see in the music business is just indicative of the problems in Nigeria. The music business is like a poster child for it, showing you that this badly behaved child is coming from a badly behaved household. Do you understand? Because it shows you that, one, people are not critically thinking. That points back to education.
I even drag it beyond education, Seth. I even drag it down to our childhood nutrition.
I'm not going to like nutrition. I even drag it education, because I would even say the thing they've done to us growing up, like where you study to pass.
Yeah.
It's a bad thing.
True.
Because the point of education is thinking.
True.
That you critically think. Do you understand? So you know that 4 plus 4 is 8. But you can also do 6 plus 2, 8. 7 plus 1, 8. There are other ways to get 8.
Yeah.
That's critical. So we don't do that. And so a lot of people in the music business, especially on the artist side, haven't first even asked, okay, how does even this recouping work? How does it work? A lot of this is what, March?
Yeah.
We're recording this now.
In March, yeah.
We've not gotten a lot of releases this year.
True.
You know how we normally do this year in this country now, the January counts.
True.
A lot of it didn't happen this year.
True. True. I didn't see.
Reality
This is the first time I'm here. I'm through.
Yes, reality is setting in.
This is the first year open that I did not participate in camps.
Yes, because the reality is setting in. We've been doing nonsense for a while, and the chickens have come home to roost. So people aren't critically thinking and saying, and another problem too is that people are not growing, Joey. People are not growing. What we do in industry, and a lot of people, even in life in general, is we get to a certain point where you know that, okay, I need to grow past this point. You know what that you have hit and you're doing good, oh. You're making money, you're doing good. But there is more. You can actually do more. I need to grow past this point. We don't want to do that work. We stay in a territory of familiar wins. So you still go and do your show, you post it, hey, you do your features, hey, but you're still a local champion. That's what you are. Are you saying you don't see yourself being capable of more? For God's sake, even them, the Band and P-Square had more ambition, it would seem, than people now.
Yeah, because even with nothing, they still struck beyond the ceiling.
It would seem.
Even with nothing, even when they were disadvantaged, even when their culture was disadvantaged.
My bro, people are, Nigerian artists are so obsessed about going to America. American artists are struggling. The people who did there, they struggle.
Yeah.
Especially
black music.
Are you kidding me? They are struggling. So now this isn't entirely the fault of the artist, because I never want to seem like I'm just attacking artists, because bro, being an artist is one of the hardest jobs in the world.
Sure.
It's a tough job, especially when you've even entered success level of an artist. It's a tough job. You have to be really mentally strong. But so I know that other problems exist, like the country itself, the economy itself, everything spills over. But my thing is, people aren't doing enough critical thinking to say, okay, I am at this level. What do I need to grow? And do it. Okay, are there other markets that I can go to? Do it. Like the obsession with everyone trying to go into America, I thought that everybody would have learned from Nasty C. When, Def Jam did the deal and they tried to move him to the US. It didn't work. It failed. I thought everybody would have sort of learned from that, But, people, and I wonder if people have done the research. Like, have you figured out what it costs to promote a song on radio in America?
That's over 250.
Everybody that has blown from Nigeria in America in recent times is inside the major label system. You get why.
True.
Davido, Wizkid, Thames,
Yeah.
Burna Boy.
Yeah.
They're inside the major label system.
Even Rema.
They're inside the major label system. And even at that, they still struggle.
Billboard called my boy a one-hit wonder.
They still struggle.
See, Billboard.
They still struggle.
So that didn't feel me, I'm not gonna lie. It hurts me. But yeah, but I understand because it's their market.
Yeah.
But yeah, and people struggle. Black music, especially within the last 2 years, have taken a big beating. Hip hop is dwindling. R&B too has been dwindling for a while. All of the new subgenres they've created have not worked.
Hip hop is even worse. I feel like R&B goes up and down. It has moments, comes down. But hip hop is just
it's and they don't have any new anchors to help with that.
they're still arguing about Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Same way we're arguing about Mode 9 on Twitter in 2026. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame. I saw that thing. I deleted Twitter off my phone. I was like, does that mean that there's nobody? Do you understand? It's a sign that the ecosystem is not growing.
Yeah.
If you're still arguing about Mode 9,
Yeah.
2026.
True. But then working a job, an international job like AWAL,
Yeah.
where you're being tasked to dig into this market
Yeah.
and provide value
Yeah.
for the music business, for Sony. How do you define value in a market and in a time like this when reality has set in, where a lot of the time we haven't been able to account for the investment over the last nearly a decade now, since 2017, nearly a decade. We've not been able to account for it. We are unable to properly hit a critical mass of earnings from this market. CMOs are all over the place. We've seen what happened with the federal government and record label structure fighting for where, in quotes,
the money is going.
Where the money is going. How do you then decide what value is from your perspective?
Thankfully, African music is still doing what he has always done from the days of them King Sunny Ade and Fela.
Yeah.
Which is, it still finds its way into influencing cultures all around the world. So largely the game is still exporting the music. That's still the game largely, because for the system to be very strong at home is possible, but it's a lot of work. And all players will have to come together, and nobody wants to do that. So right now, the smart business for now still seems like exporting the music. And like I said, exporting the music doesn't mean America. There are other territories outside of America that the music can be exported to. I remember I was in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, for a music festival, and I was there.
How's Saudi? I've never been there.
Saudi is great. I was just there once. I was in Riyadh, and the country's really opened up for entertainment business. So
Would you want to go now?
Of course. Oh, no. Let's watch. It was a great. I had a great time in Riyadh.
Okay.
I had a great time. And I was there with one of my I was there with two of my artists, one that I manage and one that is under AWAL, Wizard Chan.
Yeah.
And while we were there, Saudi Arabians were walking to us at the festival ground and like, hey, Wizard Chan, I love Earth Song. Can I get a picture?
For real?
Yes. Yes. Like I said, we have markets in different places that, take CK, for example, who's also one of my artists in AWAL. The Middle East region and North Africa, they love him. They don't play with CK. They love him. So it's finding all these unique opportunities that exist because they really exist. African music is very influential. People have held a strong love for it way before we were born. I mean, talk about Bob Marley dying and Island Records signing King Sonny Ade. Yeah, we've always had that flair and that great rhythm and sound that the world has never been able to say no to. Do you understand? It's just that commercially, we haven't hit the heights that people would have hoped we would hit. But people cannot deny, the
cultural impact.
Chris Brown is doing Afrobeats as much as he likes.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
We've seen what's happening in the Latin America.
Latin America has Latin
they
Afrobeats.
Have their own Afrobeats now.
Award, charts and
their
whatnot.
own charts, their own everything.
So it's still influential. The sound is still influential. That's not going anywhere. I even think with the emergence of genres like Afro House, it's going to even get crazier because what we'll see maybe is we'll see more collaborations between like maybe foreign house DJs and Afrobeat artists.
I've seen that happen last week's New Music Friday. So every New Music Friday, of course, I go through at least 100 songs. There was one. Skylar Tyler did one with Ruga.
Yes.
Tiwa had one too with another DJ. Loj had one with Steel Bangles, also. All from last week. So it's become a lot. In
fact, there might even be an EP or two. Maybe a international house DJ.
Omale even was on Steel Bangles album. You had Loj, you had Omale, you had like 4 of us there.
I might even say a joint EP, an international house DJ and an Afrobeat artist, because we have unique approaches to music, unique pockets, unique flows, even our language, our lamba. It's all very interesting to the foreign ear, to the untrained ear. so yeah, and I can see that like really Afro House really entering Europe.
Yeah.
Taking over parties in Ibiza and all those other places. I can see it happening. So opportunity still exists.
But not in the way that we've been conditioned to see opportunity. That is America being the
we're bad businessmen. We're bad businessmen. We think we're better than our parents. It's the same behavior our parents had many years ago when parents would want their children to do oil and gas, doctor, lawyer. It's the same behavior.
The same principle that's applying here.
Yeah.
And so there's this thing, the primacy of money in the music industry. So we come from a time before Afrobeats to the world. We were here before Afrobeats to the world.
We're here doing Afro pop.
Yeah, we were here doing. Yeah, when we were fighting, even when they named the Afrobeats, we were fighting.
Didn't like it.
With no Afro.
This is over because a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah,
Afrobeats the name.
Yeah,
a lot of us here in Nigeria didn't like it.
We fought it. We wrote articles. We raised placards. We didn't like it at all.
We didn't like it
at all. We didn't even want to accept it, because we're like, would they give us? It's just S now,
and we're still paying the price for it.
True.
Because now, even to the untrained ear, anything that comes out of here is Afrobeats. Meanwhile, there's high life, there's alternative, there's R&B. So
True. And then we got funded internationally. Institutional funding came in, boots on the ground. Everyone trying to find their own slice of Afrobeats. At some point, we had the bidding war, an industry-wide bidding war. After they took the top, and then everybody after that. Next thing became like a bit of a whack-a-mole. Any artist that pops up. I call it the scramble for Africa.
Scramble for Afrobeats. Scramble for Afrobeats.
So we had that for a while, and then money became such an interesting part of all the entire. Of course, it's money that funds everything. Money drives a lot of everything you want to do in the game. But then, now that we're seeing receding investment. It's not over, but it's receding. And I'm wondering, with receding investment, we now have an industry that is overinflated. We have an industry that's a bubble that doesn't reflect our economic realities at all. And I'm wondering, how did we do it before this level of investment? Because it's been such a distant past, man.
We had grassroots.
And what would that look like going forward? Because I'm just concerned for investment.
I mean,
because a new generations popping up now, and for the new generations coming up, they have this the underground movement, aka neo alter.
I don't even think that. We'll get into that. We'll get into alter and the neo alter.
Neo alter. That's what I like to say. There's neo alter, and I'm like, that's coming up now. That community needs investment. We're seeing people from the streets. There's need for investment. What happens now?
I think now everybody goes back to the homework of community building, the homework of really connecting with people and not just digitally. If you're an emerging artist, if you're an emerging artist, I would strongly encourage you really are also working on your live side, being able to perform live, because the way the world is going, it's shown that live music will still remain top, and artists who cannot deliver live hunger will kill you. This is not a Nigerian problem. This is a global problem.
True.
Live music is not going anywhere. It's going to keep going up. Was it last 2 years ago, Coldplay made $1 billion off a tour.
Yeah.
It's because those are trained people who have been doing live music for more than a decade. So, people have to go back to community live. The things we used to do, going into schools, going to universities, university tours, all those kind of things. But all these things are capital intensive. Yes. So it's not funny.
Because he told me, I was talking to my friend Lucas King Glue. And the military. Shout out to King Glue. So he was having a conversation with him, and I was saying, this new generation of people now, I'm seeing a lot of young artists. They're hitting me up, and they're saying, "Hey, I want links to a label. We're not getting money, even if it's a 10K check, a 5K check, a 5K check. I just want a stimmy for my career." And you're going around, you're asking everyone's like, we don't get this, we don't have those checks. Even the time we had speculative checks, where you can give 5K here, 10K here, 5K here, 10K here, and then you can say, okay.
Yeah,
and
I'm just remembering that you actually worked in a label.
Yes, yes, I did. Yes, I don't talk a lot about it, but yes, I did. We had speculative checks. Yeah. Those speculative checks are gone.
I mean, look.
So what's the hope for that generation that grew up, like something you've said here, picking, they wake up, they look waiting, or the other kids, because this is English. Let me not use my pigeon. As the kids look up to their forebears, and then they see what they've done, and they try to walk along in those steps. The new generation of artists coming up, when they look up to their predecessors, they saw checks. They saw checks. They saw insane success, even unearned success.
Oh boy.
Yeah, even unearned success. We did a lot of that. Unearned success. People becoming financially successful in music without having the music. Yeah, we've seen that happen often. So, and then now they're coming up now, it's their turn now. You're telling them, go and build community. And then Lucas was asking me, if you're telling me to go build community, he said, yeah, how about community? I'm like, wait, I now asked him a question. I'm like, waiting did they use build community?
Oh, you go.
Like, what are you, yeah, exactly. What fuels community?
Yeah. So the truth is that it's just the cycle of life. This is what we are talking about. I know we're referring to music, but this is literally life in general, right? So hard times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Do you understand? We are in the weak men era of our music.
The way I do it is, hard times create good music.
Facts.
Good music creates soft times.
Facts.
Soft times create poor art.
Yeah.
And then poor art creates hard times.
Especially because we are dealing with poverty. And poverty is first, even aside from the pocket, and poverty affects thinking.
Yeah.
So if you came from poverty and made money, you're still not okay.
True.
You're still not okay because you still think poorly. And I see you in some of our superstars. I see them do certain things, and it's on the news. And I'm like, oh, but why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? You know. So it's and that's the even hip hop that we have so mirrored, because Afrobeats mirrored hip hop a lot.
True.
I mean, these are people that the origin of they came from the hood, gangster rap, whatnot. So they too, it's poverty mentality that's
True.
and we've so I think that for this era they even have an advantage.
Okay.
They have the advantage of social media.
Social.
Yeah, got them D'banj and Kenny's music, and so did not have that.
Did not have TikTok.
They didn't have TikTok. You can post a video and it could go viral in Spain.
True.
Anything is possible. So they still have that. So I think the Bible says he who is faithful in a few will be faithful with much. If you can't show me what you're doing with what you have now, it's not when I give you $5,000 you will do miracles. It's not true. You're not that guy. You're not that guy. It's like, how do I put this down? It's like toasting a woman.
Yeah.
If I used to give this advice, I don't give it. I used to give my female friends an advice. I don't do it anymore. Because I don't do it anymore. But the advice is solid, I think. Tell me what you think. I used to say there are largely two types of men. There are men that, even when they didn't have money, to talk to women wasn't hard for them.
Wasn't hard at all.
They had, and maybe this is like from like secondary school, for example, they had female friends, they had dated and whatnot. There are men that couldn't. They had to get into corporate, work a certain level, get into maybe managerial level, C-suite level, and then now they have money. They bought one nice Toyota Corolla. They bought a nice car or something. And they bought a nice car or something, and then now they have money, they have a car, they have a nice house, they've moved to Lekki or Jackon. Remember when we used to live in Jackon?
Yeah.
This guy's been my neighbor twice.
Yeah, we lived in Jackson too.
So now they're big boys in the making. And now they feel more confident to talk to a woman, run away from that kind of man. Because that kind of man feels like he has earned the right
Yeah.
to talk to you. And the same applies. Do you understand? Like, if you cannot do anything with what you have now, if you are posting music content and there are 20 people who comment and genuinely like it, I want to go and gather them. Gather those people. Do things with them. Call him. Do you understand? You would have friends too that believe in you. Gather everybody together. Use all the resources. It's just that our people don't tell stories. And we don't like to, when we tell stories too, we don't like to tell truth. Go and ask them Wizkid or Olamide, Davido, their stories. At least Davido tells some.
Yeah.
Davido, his father will come to arrest all of them. They will run. People did all they could. People that were serious, they did all they could with what they had at the time. I know you wouldn't believe Davido is a good example because he had money. But I'm even saying, even when his father was literally arresting them, they will still go back the next day and continue.
They'll sell TVs in their house just to get...
It's resilience. So it's almost like the new crop of artists now, they need that. I know that it's very unfair to you guys because the game you are playing is a very capital intensive one. The market is very expensive. But you have an advantage. And another advantage is this. A large percent of Nigerians are below the age of 35. I think they say, I've heard, was it the Minister of Technology say this? I watched it on TV at one interview. I said like 70% or 65% of Nigerians are 35 and below.
75 or so.
Okay, so that's a large percentage.
Yeah.
This means that these people need new superstars. Every generation wants their own voice. They want people that... I understand why Marvel is working. I understand.
Yeah, he's nice. He's here. He's the next person I'm interviewing after.
I understand it because Marvel brought something different.
Yeah.
He's unique in his own way. He's representing a character trait, an emotion that generation has, and he's representing them. And so nobody else has reason, but for now he's the guy, and he will enjoy it. People would always need their own voices to emerge. And I think one of the things that we've done also because the market is hard, even when new voices emerge, it's not easy for them to scale up
to
because
hit,
it's expensive and whatnot.
hit escape velocity.
Yeah.
And is there no, in all of this, even as we're screaming now that our days of foreign investment have, it's slowed down a bit. Is there no way for local to step in? Because in all of this here, even with all of this happening, we still don't rate local, even as a source of money, source of investment. I feel like we have the opportunity to unlock that now because now we have numbers. We have not even if, when I say numbers, I don't not even numbers, data. Yeah, that's a good thing that's happened over time. We have data, we have this, but for you, try to think of this. For you, as someone who is Nigerian and has money in Nigeria, what's the attraction, or what would be the attraction for you to put your money in music now?
I mean, first of all, Nigerians still make great music. We still do. I think the problem is that a lot of the people who are big are comfortable because they've become so comfortable. The music they're putting out is not great, but there are Nigerians still putting out great music in different genres, be it hip hop, high life, alternative. Take someone like Wizard Chan, for example. He's doing amazing with alternative music, and especially even spotlighting his Port Harcourt culture.
Yeah.
And we are both even PH boys, two of us sitting here. So, I feel like for me, I always find people who, the talent-wise, are amazing. People who have a unique story to tell.
Yeah.
People who are also very authentic. Because I think that another problem is that artists are smart enough to recognize the need for standing out. They understand how fierce the competition is, right? So there's a lot of talk. If you open Twitter, there are more than 200 A&Rs that will tweet about branding and marketing. If you scroll your timeline, you would see it maybe 20 times a day about branding, marketing, PR.
True.
So everybody has now understood this. And so sometimes the artists themselves even go to extremes to brand themselves. And there's how you can go to an extreme that's not you. It's not authentic to you. Do you understand?
Becomes a lie.
Otumodu is one of my friends in this industry. He truly is a troublemaker. He's not lying.
Yes, he is.
He's a troublemaker.
Yes, he is.
He's not lying.
Yeah,
like sometimes we'll talk.
He's an anti-world gangster.
Yeah, he will tell me stuff and I'll be like, you did crazy. He's like, do you understand?
Yeah,
he really is crazy. He's
that's
not hiding it. And so that original, authentic position he has put out there is working for him. Because for better or worse, there are people who have looked at it and said, I like this.
Yep.
Do you know I was even scared at first when he began to pop that, maybe his audience will be largely men. It's a lie,
No, the
women love him.
The women love him.
Women love him.
Yes.
You can't beat originality. You can't beat authenticity. If it is there, it's there. So when we encounter artists who have stuff like that, do you understand? Who are original, who have authenticity, those are the kind of people that long game you can play with them, because who they are now will still be who they are 10 years. I mean, they'll grow, things will change here and there, but they are not alienating themselves much from what they have presented before in the past. So those are the kind of people that I look for as well, to say, okay, yeah, you are worth investing in.
And how about the people that don't have all these extra skills that you're asking for?
I mean, skills can be learned. You do the work, you learn it. There's a video of, and I mean this at the barest level of skill in singing and even understanding marketing and business as well. There's a video of Ed Sheeran at a late night show where he played how he used to sing before. Horrible. You would not believe it's the same Ed Sheeran.
True.
You would not believe. So he didn't start out with the voice of an angel. It was completely horrible. Do you understand? So it's not the same. So you can actually go and you can take, I mean, you watch this podcast, for example. A lot of great people have sat here and spoken and given tips. I know Larry Masha has been here. I know Donna One has been here. A lot of amazing people. Timaya has been here. A lot of people who have amazing stories and insights to share have sat here. So you take all that, because it's also what I did. When I was coming up in this industry, I learned from people. I still remember the people who put me on. People like Ire, people like Foza, people like MI, AQ, People like, I remember people who put me on Osax, people that gave me actual advice and wisdom, and I applied it. So I think everybody has the responsibility of doing the same, and especially looking at other people's mistakes and doing what we call jump and pass. Yeah, you shouldn't repeat the mistakes. They say if you don't study history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Sure.
Yeah, and that's what has happened to us.
In pursuing music, what's giving you in all of this, in your time spent here in this market, fashioning your way and helping a lot of these artists, what gives you the most satisfaction in all of this? How can you close your eye and sleep at night knowing that there's chaos everywhere, there's chaos in the business, there's chaos even in the interactions, not those both micro and macro interactions?
I think it's still the same way I feel about Nigeria as a whole. I'm still optimistic.
Okay.
I recognize that the situation is dire.
Mm-hmm.
I recognize it's very dark, but I'm still optimistic about Nigeria and knowing that it is still possible for things to change and improve. All we need is, there's a lot that a few good men and women can change. There's a lot, right? We just need more people to be more responsible and rise up. The same thing I feel for the music industry. I have seen that there are people who actually care about the industry, aside from just making money. People who care about the legacy, the next generation, what we will leave for them. I used to say that Nigeria, for example, what we do is we rob the next generation. I think we talked about this on Sunday. We're hanging, and I'll tell you that I've noticed a pattern where people who have done things for long don't want to leave it for the next generation. True. They don't want to leave it for the next generation. You see it in politics. You see it across board. And worse is they even rob the next generation.
True.
So look at Nollywood. Netflix was here. Prime was here.
Amazon was here. Prime.
Yeah. And now Netflix and Prime have left. They are not Netflix isn't commissioning.
And they left in less than 5 years.
Yes.
Less than.
And when you trace the story, it's the Nigerian thing. Funds were misappropriated, people embezzled, people
quality dropped.
You would hear that, for example, I think with Netflix, they had situations where people shot stuff and brought, and they had to even bring in other directors, maybe from South Africa or other places, to come and reshoot.
Sure.
It's the same thing. The same thing is happening in music. People have done a lot of deals and putting money and investment in a lot of artists, and if those funds were used correctly and wisely, it would have yielded much greater results. They've spoiled that opportunity, and now who is suffering it is the next generation of artists who are suffering it. It's the next generation of Nollywood actors and directors that are going to suffer for it.
Them too, they have to build community.
They have to build from scratch.
They have to build community.
They have to build from scratch. How are you telling me that in 2026 now Nollywood really has to depend on YouTube?
Yes,
it's crazy, but it is what it is. And to be fair, I'm glad that medium even exists. Imagine if there was no YouTube, right? So I'm glad it exists. I mean, I remember I was in London when Achalugo, that film, the part 2 was coming out. And I knew different set of girls who were hosting watch parties for it. So I was like, okay, this YouTube thing, it's doing something. Shout out, but we should have grown past that. We should have grown. My brother, I've seen Hamilton twice in London. And every time I watch it, when I'm leaving, I'm like, God, when?
Yeah.
When will I go and watch a theater show on this level in Nigeria? So we have a lot of growing to do, and we just have to. So I still have faith, basically. I still have faith.
Okay, I would hold on to your faith because I've been the one who has shown faith the most for the most part, especially when I've been screaming, "Hey, we're hustling down." But I'll hold on to your faith. I think we should.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming through, and thank you for what you do in the game. Thank you for all the support you provide, and thank you for being, a bastion of wisdom in this market, because it's hard to find people with sense. So
no, I think there are a lot of people with sense. They just don't like talking. They've been scarred. They don't like talking. Yeah.
True. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Happy
Thanks
to
for
see you.
doing it.